Welcome to TPK Roleplay, and welcome to the 28th episode of our Curse of Strahd campaign, Dark Echoes. This campaign, while based on the standard module from Wizards of the Coast, has been modified using additional content from a variety of sources. Dark Echoes will be a vivid exploration of classic Gothic horror tropes and monsters of all kinds. It may be a brutal, stressful, and grim experience and is not for the faint of heart. Please know that those of us around the virtual table have given our consent to explore these topics as respectfully as we can, but if you, the viewer, should feel uncomfortable at any point, please make sure to step away, get some air, stretch your legs, and check in on us again later. And with that, I am Lukalak, and I will be your Dungeon Master this morning. Players, if you'd like to go around, starting with Sarah.
Hi, hello. I am Sarix Franco. I play Irina Kolyana, the human ranger fighter person. And that's my name and the things that I am. Passing on it over to Cole.
Hello, everyone. My name is Korabi. I play Colin, the human person antiquarian, on to Harrison.
Hello, I'm Harrison, and I play the former person, Sir Dantos Baromir, though he does not know he is a former person. I'll pass it on to Toby.
Hello, I'm Tony, playing Toby or Tobias, the lizard folk barbarian.
Hi, sorry, it's me.
Time to wake up,
Sorry.
old man.
The suspense is killing me.
Well, maybe other things will kill you too. Hello, everybody. I am Turk or Turk Accented, and I'll be playing Dr. Rudolf von Richten now that my audio issues were briefly and very quickly sorted out. I think it's a weird topic, but I've solved it.
Okay, does anyone want to do a little recap of where you guys are?
We're in a beautiful garden, far beyond the reaches of any evil creature, because we just killed the one that was here.
Thank you for volunteering yourself, Turk. Please,
Oh.
give us
Like more?
a rundown. Yeah, what happened last time?
On our way, it was a visit of Vines, which is not a good thing to say with a German accent. We made our way to the Heartlands. There was a number of strange occurrences, figures in trees. The forest itself seemed to be more overgrown than we are familiar with. Perhaps some strange magics. We found the ruins of a farmhouse, indicating that there was a transformation occurring in the local populace, most likely creatures of the night, manipulating them, or otherwise hunting them, turning them to their cause. And we found a Nobel Prize winning scarecrow. It was outstanding in its field. But as we did so, they were approached by a homunculus. Wonderful little thing. Panting and very clearly in need of assistance. We followed after it, leading us to a bountiful garden. Upon entering which, the wizard, or other magical practitioner of sorts, unclear where his powers stemmed from, got to know the guy first, I suppose, rejoiced at our coming, because it means he could leave, and so abandoned his homunculus and all human decency, clambered over the fence, and was out of the way just in time for a strange woman to come and insist that we tend her overgrown yet dying garden, choked by the dark vines we are familiar with from before. Exploring, we found many things terrible and strange within the garden, most notably of which is the presence of several dryads within both the central tree as well as under the ground, providing a vampiric form of fertilization, draining their life essence, although they were not but withered husks, attempting to relieve them of their suffering the woman grew enraged and turned into a giant creature, as one does. Going a bit French here. But our group was able to ensure the sufficient diffusal of the situation by a sufficiently violent force. Most effective. Then we head on our way as the forest grew older and yet more dense.
Cool.
Hopefully we hit a vineyard. Need a drink.
Yes. So, you are still on the edges of the Heartlands, traveling. And let me pull you over.
We're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Wines. And now I need a artist's rendition of the party as the party from Wizard of Oz.
He's not wonderful at all. Actually, some really
We have
problematic
the
views.
Tin Man, the Cowardly Lion, and you can be the Scarecrow. And then
Fitting.
Dorothy, and I'll be the wizard.
Yeah, okay.
I'll be Toto.
The Toto is the homunculus we have now.
That's your point. In my case, whenever we're marching, Sir Dantos will just go, oh,
Very good.
All right. You are surrounded by trees that are still in a few spots broken by the remains of what looks like plowed earth, fields that are now overgrown. However, the trees are becoming larger, older, more dense as you continue walking south on this path. It has been probably an hour since you left the garden, and it is late afternoon. There looks to be storm clouds in the distance, and a sort of sense of like pressure settling in on the air as if rain is imminent. What are you doing?
What is your plan for when we arrive at this place? You have not forgotten my warnings, yes?
Of course not, Sir Dantos. But again, we've been advised that there are friends here. We will be cautious, I believe, but open. It's hard for anyone to accept you into their midst if you come in, blades blazing. Something like that.
I will exercise caution, but I will stay my blade unless I see that that is what we have come to.
Yes, well, as long as we remember that it's hard to shake hands with the sword in both, we should be fine. That's a silly phrase, and I think of it, it's quite easy. You just have to kind of put hands to. We'll get there and see the situation. Kill the monsters as we need.
Real question is, which one of us has two swords? Because that actually sounds pretty cool, and now I want two swords.
Nine, I don't have a second sword just yet, but...
I have an idea. If you gave me your sword, then I would have two swords, and then I could do it.
And if you showed the same proficiency with two swords as you did for one, where would that put us?
Well, I'd be twice as better, because with one sword, I am as good. With two swords, I'm twice as good.
and that's why I don't give you a second sword. What I will give you for your magical analysis, here, from the chapel. I'll toss back the figure.
Catching it in my hand.
raven?
Yes. So I have no idea what it does, and I'm not about to get cursed again.
Well, as you toss it and I catch it in my hand, I will take a second to study it and see if I can figure out what it does.
Yeah. Remind me exactly what your skill set does for you. I know you can tell when things are magical or, you're basically an Antiques Roadshow. But
so
does it...
I can touch it and see how much it's worth, and I can look at it and see if it's magical or not. But anything further, I would have to roll Arcana or something just as normal.
Yeah. Okay. This is definitely magical. As far as a school of magic, you get the sense that it is a magic before anyone decided to name them into schools. As far as what it is worth, it is priceless.
As usual, it's some kind of weird nonsense that we find in this land, and I'll just put it in my pocket.
Do you want to roll an Arcana with it?
Sure, why not? We're walking on the road. Let's take some time. Only an 18 total.
Only an 18.
You rolled,
you rolled a 5. Okay. For just a second, and I forget whose passive perception would allow them to see this. I know Arena, but I forget who else would be above 16. But for just a second, as you are walking along, staring at this, you will hear in your head almost like a rustling, and feel yourself almost start to come apart. Not in a terrifying way. You feel light and airy. And Arena, you see the edges of his form sort of blur, almost as if he is about to dissipate into a dark mist. And that is what you get from that Arcana roll. There seems to be some sort of ability with someone who might attune to this.
Oh god, it's the proto-molecule.
You noted that it's just above a 16 to notice this feature.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Just note it down on my sheet here.
I don't know.
Colin, what was that?
There's obviously some kind of magical property to this, but out loud player thought, I don't know if I can attune to items.
I don't see why you couldn't.
Yeah, that's I'd have to figure out how many.
Mechanically, this is not something that takes an attunement slot. It's an attunement in the definition of a word. You are attuned to this.
Okay, cool.
Not go ahead and mark it on your sheet, you're attuned.
Yeah. Well, Irina, I think with some practice, this is some kind of, I don't know, cloak or slight invisibility type token kind of thing. I don't know. It feels like you become one with the mists for a second, and I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing in the end, really.
Became partially intangible. I'd argue that's a good thing when trying to sneak up on creatures or avoid being hit by them.
Yeah.
I suggest you hold on to it. As opposed to a second sword, then.
I guess that'll do. I have deep pockets. I can stow it away.
You require a second sword. I'll extend my sword hilt first towards Colin. You may take mine.
It's okay. Thank you, Sir Dantos. I'm this sword, and I'll swing around the sword I have. Actually, isn't even mine. I'm not really proficient with swords.
Yes, that's why I said you shouldn't have a second. It'd be more confusing for you. The forms are entirely different.
I would be happy to train you sometime.
That sounds good. It's always nice to be able to poke things.
Sorry, Irina.
Oh, no, it's fine. Tobias, do you mind? You mentioned earlier that you had another occupation before you came to this land. What was it? Tobias?
Oh, sorry.
It's alright.
Yeah, well, it's less previous, more current. I make, I guess, what some people call little contraptions. This tiny, I'm forgetting the word as a person. It's
A
almost
tinkerer.
like music boxes.
Yes,
Tiny mechanical, and I make them from scratch, little pieces that work together. You wind them up, and
automatons.
kind of like a clockwork,
Mm.
but less going off
Think
of
what
time.
word you're thinking of.
And yeah, you just you wind it up. It shows little. Some people commission them of their families, or
Automaton.
pretty much.
Autonomous.
And sometimes they are just they're works of art, but offer music or small displays with sounds or little effects.
So we have a tinkerer. Do we have a tailor? And we have a soldier.
If you were given a
Okay.
device, a contraption of some kind, you think you could figure out how it works?
Maybe, but I'd have to disassemble it, and I don't know if I can put it back together.
Irina reaches into her bag and pulls out the telescope that we picked up in the tower, and we'll take a couple steps towards Tobias. I do not think you should take it apart. This has been very helpful in understanding the world around us, but maybe through using it, you can understand more about where we are. It seems... Do you remember when we got this? You were with us?
He'll pick it up and just kind of like inspect it. I'm kind of amazed at the craftsmanship that is the spyglass. No, I'm pretty sure I would remember something interesting. Spyglasses are hard to come by. This one looks pretty well made. And he'll start looking through it.
Do you what? It wouldn't be. Is there? It wouldn't be Arcana that you would be rolling, right? Is there a tinker skill that I could have you check against as you're investigating this?
I mean, there's a tool proficiency that is Tinker's tools. I don't know if that would help decipher it at all. If it would just be like a straight intelligence check.
I think I've seen it. I know McCarthy's done his investigation, but if you're proficient with the tools it involves, you can add on your proficiency to it. As I've seen.
Let's do that. I'm fine with that. Yeah.
There's also the question of where are you pointing it as you look through it? Because that
I mean,
Might
at first
Oh,
it's
we're
gonna
rogue.
be like in the woods, and then it might just be like at each other, just to kind of see like how good is it at focusing by changing how extended you make it.
Yeah, so story-wise, you're also gonna see some other stuff, if I
Mhm.
am
Yes.
not mistaken.
Yeah.
Yes. If I can. Nope, it's not there.
Is it a magic spyglass? Is it?
Yeah. It's a trinket spyglass. Yes, when you look through it, you will see swirling storm clouds. If you look to the east, you will see smoke and hear sounds in the distance of battle mounting. You will see around you Pollen appears somewhat misty in form. Van Richten has an edge of mist to his form, almost like blurred, but not quite full misty as Colin. However, the rest of you appear more solid, almost as if very firmly planted here.
You also
Um,
you also see Colin too, don't you? Or no? I couldn't remember.
Can't
I don't
remember.
think you do. I don't think you see Colin
Okay.
too.
Okay. Cool.
Upon seeing like the misty forms of others and like the change, he's gonna kind of like wipe at the lens very carefully, with a cloth. It's like because outright he would think that this is just like, oh, there's fucking condensation. Hold
Yeah.
up.
Irina will kind of smile and say, "Are some things not as they seem?"
Yeah. Weirdly enough, not only does pretty much everyone have like a weird look to them. I looked off. I think it's to the east. It's hard to tell with these god awful clouds all the time. It's like I could hear something going off in the distance.
I've not heard anything before when I've used it. Only saw things differently. Tell me.
Sounded. Oh, good.
No, tell me more.
It sounded like fighting, which I don't hear anything now, but there's smoke and everything. I mean, like,
Sir Dantos, what lies east of here?
Trying to work out from here, DM. I'm thinking of two things, unless there's any surprises I don't know about yet.
Let's see.
So I would have said home for Sedantos.
This, I believe, this is the map that you guys discovered while in Vallaki. So east of where you are, you're south of Kresk right now.
I'd have gone with Argenvostholt,
yeah.
if you agree.
I mean, he's asking you.
Yeah. The home of my order is east of here. Argenvostholt.
Is it like a village or?
It was a grand keep, but after my lady was killed on an order, routed and scattered by Strahd, there are a few of us left. A
Sorry to
paltry
hear that.
few. As am I.
And he'll try to go through the spyglass again. Does he still continue to see / hear battle?
Yes.
Well, if you don't want me to take it apart, it's gonna take me a while to figure any of it out. I'm
That's
going
all
to
right.
assume that there's
Tony,
a
check
couple
your DMs.
I did.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
I'm just thinking maybe there's some form of magic mirror in it, in a sense. So these are essentially just mirrors magnifying. I use them for minute details in my works.
I believe that perhaps you should hold on to it then. It has helped distinguish what is, and she'll gesture at herself, and what isn't, and she'll gesture to you, of this land. It's been helpful at times, but perhaps if you have it and you can figure out more with your keen eye, we might be better for it. You really don't remember the tower?
Not really. Is there anything fancy that happened there?
Well, at the time, you were still coming out from the influence of a certain pastry. It was all you really cared about.
Ooh, that sounds kind of good right now.
No, it was not very good. I believe Colin coaxed you into eating something different, if I remember right. I know that this is confusing for you, Tobias. It's confusing, I think, for all of us, but I would like to get to know you better. I knew you as Toby, who is the same but different. If you have any questions or would like to get to know me as well, I'd be happy to, make you feel not at home here. No one should feel at home in Barovia. But less unattached.
I appreciate that. I wish it wasn't so cryptic.
Welcome to where we are in the world. How about we start with what's everyone's favorite color?
Silver.
Checks out.
You say Irina knew you by another name. Have you taken a new name upon yourself?
I guess very few people, mostly when I was a child, called me Toby. I haven't really gone by that nickname in probably at least a decade. Not even my wife called me that.
Is your wife also as you are?
He'll look down to himself and, well, she's a lady, so.
Dantos, we're taking a break on talking about what Tobias looks like right now, just as a heads up.
But I mean, she's a lot softer than I am. She's a very gentle-souled lady.
She sounds like a fine woman.
Van Richten, what are you up to right now?
I'm at my full hit points. No. What am I up to? Just kind of walking ahead of the group at this point. I think if they're all kind of slowing their pace, he wants to keep moving and doesn't mind putting some distance between himself and reflecting on what the icon there and its effects, what it might imply, as it was something this group was told they needed to defeat Strahd, and theorizing about its strategic uses. Also the tower, that's still bothering him as they bring up the map again. Those horse tracks heading back up there, stick in his mind. Doesn't quite like it.
Okay. You guys have been walking for a little while. The storm clouds are growing more thick and heavy in the air, and you are going to come. There seems to be a break in the tree line ahead of you, and over the tops of the remnants of fields, you can see in the distance a windmill.
A windmill?
A windmill. It is not a windmill you have seen before.
Thank you.
It is not the windmill.
Not the windmill.
Turns out,
Not
Tobias, we get
the-
to have a crash course in our past. We do not
Oh
go in
fuck!
these.
I don't want to do that.
It's not. Is it the house?
It's not
Are they at
the house.
Can I, ahead of time, ask how accurate this map is to our current story?
What do you mean?
Like the known location.
No, I zoomed out.
No, the crash scene.
Yeah, the crash.
Gotcha.
I thought it was a bridge. There are no eggs in Barovia.
Are you peeking ahead?
Well, I have very good vision with my expert glasses. I can see.
Special eyes.
His brand.
My brand.
Like Tobias has got one spyglass. Colin's got two strapped to his head. He's walking around there.
Yeah, he's got the
They're really-
goddamn.
No, they're really
fucking
like toilet
Futurama.
paper tubes that he's just like like pulled out and stuck on.
He's done one of these.
Yeah, I mean
Good, is something over there?
it's I mean, you're here. I don't know how to answer that question of it's accurate to your story right now. Like, you're
Okay,
here.
well, here, to help you out, is this a bridge over the river we're standing right in front of right now?
Yes. Standing before you, you will come to a covered bridge. It looks in mostly good repair. Well enough traveled, not completely abandoned. It's old and creaky, but not forgotten and seeming dangerous to cross.
I draw my sword a little bit and point it in front of me, and I step in a little bit and look up into the rafters of this covered bridge. Do I see anything?
No.
All right. And then
What is everyone else doing as suddenly Colin gets to this bridge before you and pulls his sword?
As he's
Book
like
it
poking,
across.
I'll pat. Well, before you go, I'll just start. If you keep, there's a certain level of paranoia that can be commended. Yours makes travel quite tedious, I found.
As I'm running away, listen, you should always check corners and rafters. See ya.
I wrote that chapter. Thank you.
I know, I read it.
Yeah, seeing consent from anyone, Sedantos will summon his sword and shield.
I'll make my way across the bridge at an ambulatory pace.
Okay.
Irina, Toby, are you coming or are you scared of bridges?
Can't cross. We have problems.
Irina will just grin at Colin. I believe that if I was afraid of bridges, you would know by now.
That's probably true. Also, Van Richten, you can't light a pipe with a pencil, but nice try. Have you been faking smoking this entire time?
Holds a false ball. You better respect it.
As Toby
I never
as Toby
respect
comes
that.
across the bridge, Irina will just kind of under her breath go, I think I might be a little jealous that you can't remember. The bantering never stops.
Hey,
Under her breath
I have good ears.
to Tobias.
What's your perception? Yeah, so Toby is still like he's kind of very carefully kind of messing with it as they're walking along the spyglass, just like what turns, what doesn't. Just kind of looking up every so often so he doesn't fucking trip and break this goddamn spyglass.
Yeah. Irina, seeing that, will just kind of stay close and kind of notify, there's a dip here, to try and help him.
Before you, you see the windmill.
Sorry, DM, can I just ask, are there actually a pen of fed, watered, healthy, maintained sheep? Are we in like active?
Ghost
No.
sheep.
They're not fed. They're not healthy. They're not
Sheep shifters.
Yeah.
Sheep shifters.
It's animorphs.
Just trying to see if this is actively maintained farmland or not.
No, it's ignore the sheep there. It looks like it was once active, very recently, actually, probably up until the last year or so.
I remember there used to be sheep here. I can still see them.
However, the windmill is clearly in disrepair. Rain and weather having not been kind to it the past year or so. And let's see here. I will show you the fields that you are looking at.
A lot of corn.
Yeah, we're playing Curse of Strahd or Dead by Daylight.
A bit of both.
If you build it, they will come.
God damn it.
Who's coming?
A lot of old baseball people.
Okay.
Colin, you seem to have come across this first.
Yes.
Yes. What are you doing?
I thought you were gonna say, "What do I see?" And then I was just gonna go buck wild. Yeah, I mean,
Fields of green.
so I could see something through the brush and whatnot, like scattered, broken stuff. So I came over to look at it. Now that I'm here, it looks like a crash. From this angle, I'm not quite sure if I can see the bloody bodies, but I definitely see the toys, which is very interesting. So I'm going to look at these toys and see if their craftsmanship reminds me of anything.
It does. So you are looking at these toys, and you will see quite a few toys that you would recognize as being made by Blinsky.
Does it seem like it's a shipment or like someone owned a decent amount and these are their personal items?
Judging by the roll an investigation for me, but this does not seem like a purchasable shipment at first glance. Like, it does not seem like stock of a shop that was being...
Oh my god. It's only a 17.
Only a 17. I love how you keep doing that. You find a bit of shredded wrapping paper and bows around them, and it would seem that whoever was carrying these was carrying them as gifts
All right. Do I, from where I'm standing, see any blood or any signs of?
You definitely start to get a strange smell in your nose of rot and decay. And upon following that scent, you do see two bodies removed of their heads.
Interesting.
Oh.
I will wait here a moment, and I'll kind of just like raise my hand. When you guys are good and ready, I think we need to investigate a crime scene. Maybe. I read a book about it once. I can maybe do a little something.
An ambush, do you think?
I would like to start checking out those unheaded persons.
Yeah.
As I suspect Ichabod Crane didn't get to the bridge in time. I will make a medicine check, if that's okay. Just roll that normally. 17.
Yes. It does look very much like some sort of sharp, almost heated blade took the heads of these poor people that were driving this wagon. Not heated enough to fully cauterize, but it was heated.
So yeah, there's singed skin and muscle. I'm curious, is it all? It was just one cut.
Yes, one
fell
swoop.
So we are dealing with something incredibly powerful, incredibly enchanted, or they were executed.
So I'm guessing the positioning of the bodies doesn't suggest like they were bound and forced into a position.
With a medicine check, no, you're not seeing any rope or anything, but if you're just looking about, it would seem that the one most north there on this path, the uppermost, seemed to have been killed second after dismounting the wagon and beginning to run.
Gotcha.
Colin, there
Yes.
are quite, since you did the investigation at the medicine, you are noticing quite a bit of very heavy hoof prints surrounding this area.
Yeah, so two questions real quick.
Mhm.
One, Sir Dantos, what did you say? I didn't quite hear what you said. You said something when we came upon the scene.
Oh, when he came up behind you a minute ago, he just said, "Do we think it's an ambush?" Is the last thing he said to you.
I'm not sure. Second question, now that Rickton's kind of looked over the bodies and figured out how they died. First thought, and I'm saying this all out loud, by the way, of course.
Okay.
In character. First thought, some magic blade, maybe some kind of fire incantation, beheaded them, but why? And then I'll lean down to the bodies. Do they seem like they were entirely human before death, or could they have possibly been...
They were very much human.
Okay. Interesting. Well, honestly, it does make me remember a friend we once had, but unfortunately, if they were human and seemingly innocent, I don't think that he would be the one to do that, and my hopes that he survived are dwindling.
While they're looking at the scene, Irina's looking at that windmill. Is it just being swarmed with ravens?
Yes.
Irina's gonna turn back and seeing them occupied. Tobias?
Yep.
Will you come with me? And she nods her head towards the windmill.
And he'll kind of collapse the spyglass, put it in his bag. He was kind of looking at the scythe over here, the wheat Schaefer over here.
Mm-hmm.
Thinking, oh, not the most useful tool for fighting people, but it can cut, people's heads just like it cuts the wheat. But
As it can.
I don't suppose it has the cool blood stain that we'd be looking for.
It does
anyway.
not, no.
So if it doesn't have it at a cursory glance, I'll just kind of boot, scoot, and boogie my way up here.
Okay.
Minus the boots, because,
Right. Do you think you're wearing boots, Toby?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Alligator skin.
Oh. Wow.
Time out.
Basically
for that one.
dressed like Leatherhead from the Ninja Turtles.
Oh, Jesus Christ. That's pretty dark.
Last question from me at this scene. Looking at how they were beheaded, can I possibly do some sort of check to see if it was just a normally heated blade or a blade like on fire? Like, are there scorch marks?
There are not scorch marks.
Okay. All right, cool.
It's just like the light. It's like a heated, so hot.
Yeah, which is very interesting.
If you are trying to figure out what these travelers' purpose was here on this road, there is a smashed wine cask at your feet. However, it is empty, almost as if they were taking it to be filled.
I think Sir Dantos, this was some sort of ambush, seeing as this one here was running away and not expecting it, but all I will say is we need to be careful, which when do we not need to be careful here in this place?
As you are saying this, you will hear a horse galloping nearby, but when you look around, you do not see it.
Indeed, Colin. And I look at the toys. This is no longer child's play. No, I thought it was good.
I giggled. I laughed. But we should maybe see what Irina and Tobias are doing, because I don't know if you're hearing weird spectral galloping, but oh yeah, and I'm gonna start heading back towards everyone else as I hear that.
I look up in the sky.
You see nothing but ominous storm clouds rolling in.
I just, crazy, I know. As a precaution, we'll take out the heavy crossbow for a moment, just to hold it, just to make sure it's still there, just to check my inventory. I'm watching the clouds, but I'll be backing up, doing that like classic sci-fi movie sweep with the gun kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But
Irina, Toby, what are you doing over here at the windmill?
What do we see? Because like on the map, it looks like it's an abandoned windmill and that there's ravens just swarming this thing.
There are quite a few ravens here, swarming this. They seem quite agitated. You will even see one, who has landed on a rock nearby, seems to be like picking what you think is just like prey at first, is actually one of the dolls, from the crash that is picking apart. For stuffing, and they will see you, caw at you, but mostly just seem to be circling, very agitated, very upset.
Irina will wait, and once Toby steps in line, ravens have seemingly become a good omen of sorts. I am sad that we have lost Winchester. He could speak with them, but I guess we will just have to make do. Irina was gonna kind of step up to the door and look inside the windmill.
Okay. Yeah, you can kind of poke in. The door is not in any sort of condition that would prevent you from just being able to peek in there through open slats. It seems like it was once, until relatively recently, a functioning used windmill. but has since fallen to disrepair. There are abandoned, like half empty bags of clearly eaten by rodents, milled grain in there, and a few tools and implements, things like that.
Irina will shrug, look at Toby and say, I mean, I will probably try talking to the ravens because at this point, why not be mad? But do you have any thoughts? Or does it look different in the spyglass? What do the birds look like?
I mean, look, because it's and like while he's grabbing and pulling it, it's weird to see so many of these. I know
Yes.
ravens will flock, but I mean, and he'll just kind of like look around. I don't know how there's even enough food for all these, and he'll look up with
I'm
the
going to
glass.
message you something.
Oh, neat. Oh.
Yes, you do look up
okay.
at the crows. They do see the ravens seem very much solid form, and there are lots of them, and they are. Other than that, and what I've messaged you, ravens.
Okay. Yeah, so while looking at them, he'll just have like a kind of like a furrowed brow and a surprise look to him. Like he'll bring the spyglass down, just kind of like squint up at them and do the spyglass again. Thinking maybe he's seeing something until he can confirm it.
He will get confirmation.
Yeah. And he'll look to Irina. I don't know if it's just me handing the spyglass to her. A few of them have not bird eyes.
What?
They aren't normal.
Irina will take the spyglass and also look at the ravens as quickly as possible. And like as soon as she spots that, she'll drop it and like look at one of them specifically and call out, "Can you help us? Can you tell us what happened here?"
It will just kind of tilt its head at you, looking at you from the side, and then just lift off and fly south.
South being the way that we were headed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Irina will watch it, and without any hesitation, hand the spyglass back to Tobias. "We should go. There are no answers here." I feel like that's the converging point of the two parties.
I was gonna say I don't want to interrupt their investigation, but as a point of order, I am expressly coming to them when they're finished and being like, "Do you hear that?"
Yes,
Are you
everyone
ready?
has continued to hear galloping from a distance, seemingly coming like from all directions around you, as well as neighing of a horse.
You're
The
just gonna
windmill.
see Von.
Oh, go for it.
Von Richten's just again pointed up at the sky, so that's just like.
Oh,
and the little homunculus is just like,
Into the court, please.
and I assume she'll jump right in.
Yeah.
Once the crime scene investigation will have finished, Sedantos would have bamfed his sword and shield for a few moments just to drag the two headless figures to the roadside into a dignified, as dignified as it can be with no head sort of pose before definitely bamfing his sword and shield back out and joining the group.
We didn't find the heads, did we?
No.
Not that I know
Oh,
of.
good. Sorry. Irina, you were going to say something.
The windmill has no answers, but the ravens, they are not what they seem. Right, Tobias?
Yeah, they have very much human-like eyes. A few of them, anyway.
Oh,
I spoke to
Yeah.
one. I asked it for answers. It went south. I believe that we should go. Why is there a horse? I've not seen one.
yeah.
There's only one person who I know of who rides a spectral horse here. Well, two, depending on your opinion on
what?
mythology.
What?
Names for them, but on the off chance it's a nightmare.
A spectral
just-
horse?
Yes, it's more
Tobias.
likely than you think.
You see, there's an old fairy tale about headless
Can we-
horsemen.
Can we tell this fairy tale as we go?
Well, I was gonna ask a very poignant question.
What was it?
Are we running or are we staying and fighting?
Oh, I say we walk with purpose, with weapons at hand.
And I
Wonderful.
don't mean to sound combative. Are you sure we can trust the weird-eyed raven?
I think we're walking in the direction we are going anyways, and what happens happens.
Tobias, mein Freundin, you're going to have to learn to trust raven-like things very quickly. And I'll pause, going to check. I'm not seeing special fires. That's a good sign. And
You are speaking, I
as we're-
presume, of the Sophiles.
So what? Sorry, that was a horse Vinny just as you spoke.
The black flaming beast upon which Strahd sits.
Yes, but without the presence of any light in the sky that narrows it down. And I'm going to. He just opens up a notebook and just 9.
I'm
If
going
he
to
should
stop you all there because before you on the road, you will see a figure show up on his horse without a head. And
Van
you
Richten,
will...
you owe me $5.
Dulahan! Quick, so close.
And he will begin riding towards you. Why is he so tiny?
Oh, he's a tiny guy.
I've come for your heads!
This was not the entrance I was hoping he would make.
The little Shetland pony.
Melodramatic. Oh shit, yeah, he's riding fucking little Sebastian.
It's not actually the headless horseman. It's Andy, who's got his head stuck in a hoodie, riding
Oh my
Sebastian,
gosh.
living his best
Yes.
life.
Everything is
Ride,
That
little
token is
Sebastian.
very cool, though. So
Take their
props to the
heads in
token.
a needless fashion.
Inspiration, perk. Okay, so he will rear back and charge towards you. And I would like all of you to roll initiative.
Question, DM. Based on the sort of topography, does it look like he's breaking off the road and charging up the bank at us? Or he's charging following the road?
He is on the road currently. He does look like he is going to be following it,
Okay.
but that does not necessarily mean that
No, you
he
said it now.
cannot
It's canon.
come up on. Okay.
Did we get a rest between sessions at all?
Yeah.
I thought you didn't
An hour-
rest after
an
the
hour of-
garden.
No,
Oh,
we've
you're
we've
right.
not
Okay.
rested.
You're right.
Okay, cool.
My
That
bad.
is important to know.
You
Just
didn't blow
waiting
your-
for the combat scene.
Okay.
While you're loading the combat scene, Van Richten, I mean, come on, it was right there in front of you. Headless bodies, horse, neighing? Did you not read the great fairy tale? I thought you were as red as
I
I.
am familiar with a Dullahan, thank you, also known as Durahan, Dulachan, or Khan Kale.
Okay,
Was
now,
that
you're just,
even
now
a-
you're just showing off. You can just say headless horseman. Come on.
It's more complex than that. Sometimes they drive carriages. Forgive me for being concerned about the presence of a flying fucking horse. Just so happens that Strahd rides one. First
Irina's
response
got her
on that.
bow pulled back and she says, I think it would be best if you kept your wits about you.
It's
Yes,
always about
yes.
me. They're in my back pocket.
The issue here is that it's somewhat flying, and I do not have a ranged option.
Back up across the bridge. and
Sir
hit us all the
Dantos,
gold
if you need
have,
it, you
maybe.
had advantage if you haven't used it already. From
Say
chat.
sorry?
If you
Oh
didn't
yeah, that,
use
that
your...
would apply to initiative, wouldn't it? Of course, I didn't think of that.
Yes.
I shall roll
I
it
should hit the
again.
button as well.
Oh, I cannot roll it again.
Do you want me to remove
Yes,
you?
I'll just roll 1d20
Remove
plus 2,
him.
and if it's higher than what I got now, no, it wasn't. So yeah, thank you for the advantage, keeping me as I was.
There we go.
You tried.
Yeah.
Okay. Toby, let's see. Hold on. But you are up first.
I'm gonna grab my battle axe. Just kind of like, knowing I can't do much, and I'll just I'll take the dodge for now. Because I don't know if we're standing our ground or dipping like a chip. Cool.
I mean, he's
cool.
definitely charging towards you.
Mm-hmm. Fear.
Everyone seems to be readying for battle. You just want to hold the men.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, pipe!
I would give an arm further down. You'd be able to tell Tony that Sedantos is absolutely intending to close the distance and meet the thing.
Tobias is a coward.
Just to be saying you wasn't sure what everybody else was doing. I
Like
think
he
that would be
has the
clear.
battle axe, but he's like,
Yeah.
this is some real magic fuckery that I have yet to ever encounter in my life.
Yeah, no, if
And-
you're looking for guidance and you're looking around, Colin will definitely... I'm basically in the front a little, but I'll, as much as I can without taking a turn, put my foot forward and tell everyone, hold here, trust me. And just narratively, he'll be holding a feather. In probably his
Trying to
hand.
find
Holding
some
a feather.
gold in there, alright?
So take that as you will for what you want to do.
On my turn. Ah, you're full. Okay. What do we think? Bless or... let's go for a good blessing. Yeah. And it just so happens I have the ability to upcast that. So I'm going to cast Bless at... We'll do Bless at second level. So we can catch 4 creatures. So everyone in the party. I'm not sure if this is going to do anything, but I imagine in my head, Trishana's just going to come up with like a bag of gold coins that I have on my person, or rather gold flakes. And he's just going to kind of inscribe a few words and just toss them in a cloud. And it's going to be a kind of, not quite smoke screen, but just kind of like wood chips being sprayed in the air as they're going to settle around everybody. So
Van
you're all...
Richten does the whole thing of the kid at the playground throwing up the
Yes.
throwing up wood chips,
Yes.
but you're all blessed.
If we upcast it anymore, it's like a wood
Blessed.
chipper in someone's face. Like, blessed!
But with gold around you, so everyone's looking real shiny and sparkly. It's like it's just like it's like you've just been to a drag show.
Glitter shrapnel. Okay. Okay, so you have done that. Is there anything else with your turn?
Bonus action. I will mark our headless rider here as my Slayer spray.
Okay.
Which is just, it's free Hunter's Mark, because why not?
All right. It is Colin's turn.
All right. Already using my once per freaking day thing, I am going to wisp the feather out and point towards the Headless Horseman and cast Whirlwind. So to start, I need a dexterity saving throw of DC 17.
All right.
Okay, cool. It just
11.
loaded. All right, so it's going to take full damage as a whirlwind appears to wrap around and swallow this good old Headless Horseman for 40 damage. And then, let me see. Is it, what size is this creature?
It is a size medium.
Oh, wonderful. I need a strength saving throw as well, please.
Is he pulled off his horse? I've no idea with Dullahan if they're two separate creatures or not, or if it's one thing.
And
but the idea of a horse
rolled a
staying there
1.
and him going,
It rolled a 1.
Oh my gosh. All right. So,
Who's cheating on his way to his home planet?
the creature is restrained in the whirlwind until the spell ends. When a creature starts its turn restrained by the whirlwind, the creature is pulled 5 feet higher inside of it. So
Cole, by Luca's face, I think this thing might have less than 40 HP.
so that will be the end of my turn. And then once it starts its turn, it'll be pulled up higher.
So it is restrained.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool. So Dantos.
Now, I don't know this because Adontas hasn't been in the group for long, and our initial combat, I was on the periphery of a whirlwind. Can I go and attack things that are in the whirlwind, or does that involve me? Is it like a your choice thing, or would I be pulled into it?
It's any creature.
Okay, in that case, Sir Dantos is going to walk up the rise a little bit. The distance of it getting pulled up is probably going to break what I was intending to do. So he will, in fact, just level his sword up at it, and he is going to cast Ire of Argynvost. There's no advantage for his range attack and someone that's restrained, is there? Don't feel like...
Yes, you have advantage on all attack rolls made against a restrained creature.
Oh, okay. The 21 hit, DM.
Yes.
Are you okay, DM?
Yes.
She's salty.
A blast of silver blue frost erupts on the end of my sword and strikes the creature for cold damage as it is rising up into the air.
All right.
I don't feel like I will do... How far away and up in the air is it currently, DM?
It's only 5 feet, Colin, is that correct?
It is not 5 feet yet because it hasn't started its turn.
Okay. I will step as close as I safely can, having attacked that, and I will also call out to it, because that was a cantrip, the damage I just did. With my bonus action, he will call out and say, "You face a knight of Argynvost, old fiend! Stand and account!" And I will compel a duel. Or attempt to compel a duel with it.
Get wrecked.
It fails. So now, do you want me to go over back to the DM, or do you know what it does?
Go ahead and tell me what I have to do.
The creature is drawn to me, compelled by my divine demand. It has disadvantage on attack rolls against creatures other than me, and it must make a wisdom saving throw, DC 14, every time it attempts to move to a space that's more than 30 feet away from me. So basically, I've mechanically taunted it.
Okay.
Can we just appreciate what's happened? The Headless Horseman rolled up on our party. Colin was like, nah, fam. Threw that shit in a blender as it gets pulled up. And Dantos is like, you get back here. And so you essentially have like, hey, you. Like with like a, hey, you. Like as it's ascending inside this magical whirlwind. And it's everything. Meanwhile, freaking Richton's throwing a rave, just like throwing gold everywhere, being like, yeah.
You get the
Scrooge
sparkling.
McFuck.
You get the sparkling. You get the sparkle. You look so fabulous today. Yeah.
All of
Very
Luca's
good.
Sleepy Hollow vibes have just evaporated.
Gone. Who is she? We don't know her.
Are you ready for your turn, headless horsey?
I
You gotta make some saves.
So at the start of your turn, you will rise 5 feet. But if you want to use your action, you can do a strength or a dexterity check to release yourself.
check or saving throw.
Check. Which is interesting, but I guess it makes sense because you're getting out of a restraint. Okay, so good news is you get out. Bad news is you're going to be thrown.
You get out forcefully. You were forcefully removed from the club.
11 times 10 feet away in a random direction.
Yeet.
Hey you! Yeah, you! Just wait till I get out of here, man! I'm gonna fuck you up!
That will sadly break the compelled
Oh.
duel as
Damn
his team rocketed away over the tree.
Yeah, dude, he's just hopped a fucking 110 feet.
In a random direction, though, which in theory could have been at us, so...
Did we roll a d8 for it to see which way it went? We did it last time, didn't we?
Oh no.
The good news is I can't use that
So-
again until another rest.
Is he
That
gonna get
away.
hopped into the windmill?
Technically
Amazing.
behind it.
Oh,
Yeah, I love
Straight
the
there.
narrative of it just like hucking a person into the windmill as we're like the ravens exploding and us just like booking it.
I know this is maybe a bit too geometry for 5e, but is there fall damage involved when you are yeeted in that sort of distance? And
That would depend on the description of the spell, right?
yeah,
There's debate of it in the comments of the spell, but the spell itself does
then
not clarify.
fair enough.
All right.
yeah. Usually every like 10 feet is so much damage, but if it's usually vertical and not lateral.
We will
Um,
assume
per-
that the horse alights once it lands out of this.
Can I make a group request from a comment Purple Phil has just made? If we're rolling a d8 to determine what direction it's flung in future, can we make it a d10 and include up and down as directions
like
when
that.
it's forcefully yeeted in?
We're
like
gonna
that.
need a D360, and it's gonna
What?
determine the degree of where it goes.
There we go.
Please,
need
I was
scatter
told
dice.
there would be no math.
Just get some Warhammer sets, get some scatter dice, you'll be fine.
You had it
Okay,
fine. We're
so
not
that
a
uses-
torrential
40K
flame.
game yet.
That uses his action. Correct?
Yes.
Cole?
Yes. Yes.
To break the
Okay.
restraint, yeah.
Cool.
He should also technically make a wisdom saving throw for my thing when he moves more than 30 feet away. But ending the turn more than
Yeah,
that.
he didn't
break the
end it
spell,
of his
it would
own
be
volition,
pointless.
so
Yeah.
yeah, it's kind of like when you get shoved out of. All right, Arena. Since I don't have a bonus action. Awesome.
Yeah, so Irina watched as she was training her arrow. She kind of winced as the windmill like picked up and yeeted this guy. So my assumption is that it got sent this direction, yes?
It got sent to the right, stage right. No, not stage
Like,
right.
but-
To the right.
But behind the windmill, correct?
Yes.
Okay, Irina's going to like see that it just gets sent. Look at Colin with like a nice work on her face, and is going to hearing it still neighing, as it were, run her full 30 feet. Looking
the
back,
whirlwind is
Is-
still there.
Yeah.
it's still there. Can we?
Yes.
Where's the bounds of it? Because we gotta go.
Yeah, we normally got a thing dropped on, didn't we?
Well,
Can
can
you
you
turn it
drop?
off?
How
can
large
you-
is it?
It is 30 feet in diameter. The question is, can you drop concentration not on your turn at will?
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah.
it's a free action.
Okay. If you are wanting to run and not wait for it to come back, then Colin will drop it. But if we're staying to finish it off, I will keep it up.
Okay. So this changes what she would do. She would look at Colin and like look at it. I think I was lucky last time with my arrows. I don't think I can hit it in there.
So we booking it?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. I'll just wave the little feather again and put it in my pocket, and the whirlwind
What do we
will
mean,
cease.
booking?
Running.
Oh, running with our legs.
Yeah.
And-
I was like,
running.
Irina yells, "It means to run."
If you wish
Uh,
to withdraw, I can buy us some time.
I'm gonna park right here then.
Take
Uh,
my
and-
advice, Sedantos. Live for a long, long time.
With her bow drawn, like with an arrow ready to go, is gonna clock back here to see if I can see it or if it's just been flung into the trees somewhere.
It is in the trees somewhere. You cannot see it.
Okay, so I'm going to hold my 2 attacks with a hunter's mark as my bonus action for the second that thing comes out of the trees, and just rain hell down on it. I think. Let me double check. Yes. And she'll call out to the rest of the party. We should run.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay. And you are running? All of you?
Yeah, cause like Toby's gonna tell me twice he'll put his battle axe in one arm, or one hand rather, kind of run up here and just kind of like try to scoop Irina with his other arm and just like dash another 40 feet and just like, let's go.
Toby, no! Irina won't fight it, but she's gonna try and like figure out a way to like
Yeah,
still
he's
maintain.
not just like holding you like at the chest, it's like kind of around the waist, so you'd be
Yeah.
able to fire,
Yeah,
but like also carrying, because holy shit. Let's go. This is
Yeah.
fucking spooky dookie.
Okay. I'm keeping you in combat, so Van Richten, what are you doing?
I will follow on the road because being caught out alone doesn't sound like a good thing to do. But I'm keeping. I'm gonna stow the heavy crossbow because at the moment that's not doing me any good. And I'd like to have more options available. So I have it marked as Slayer's Prey, and I think. On top of that, I'll I'm gonna. How far away is it? Because I know it's out in the woods and it's off the map, but like, what's
Well, it got thrown 110 feet.
110 feet, and I'm about where it was. Yeah. Well, not quite. I was about like.
Arena's about where it was.
Mhm.
Okay, now. Arena's about, at least you'd say, like 10 feet from me. Measuring from a corner. Cool. So, mathematically speaking, guiding bolt has a range of 120 feet. So 110 feet plus 10 distance from where Arena is, I should be able to theoretically hit it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right, I'm gonna shoot a
Can
guiding
you
bolt
see
at
it?
it. See if we can't light him up like. I'm just making everybody fabulous apparently. I don't think. So it's a 22 to hit.
That'll hit.
Okay. Obviously, guiding bolts
With,
will.
How does that work through trees, though?
Garden bolt.
It's
What?
guiding
Guiding
bolt. He has
okay,
Slayer's
okay,
mark
okay.
on it as
Alright,
well.
alright,
I
yep,
have-
Go ahead.
Yeah.
What's the damage?
So damage. I just want to make sure Slayer's Prey should just be hit it with weapon attack. Okay. So no extras, but really the point of this is hitting it with 12 radiant, and it will be light up, which is the important thing. We want to know where it is.
Okay. You will be able to see it lit up very clearly. About 110 feet back into the tree line, there will just like be a flash of light. And what was the radiant again?
12.
Okay.
Sorry, I'd mark it if I could see it. But I think for the moment that's going to be my move, since I don't have a bonus action dash, which is sad. But what are you going to do?
Okay. Colin.
All right, I will only use my normal movement. And then... Ooh, wonderful. I will cast Blade Ward on everyone. So everyone has resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, slashing, la-di-da. And then I will just sit and brace myself looking towards the lit up horse, and that'll be it.
Okay. Sir Dantos.
So Dantos is going to stride to meet the thing as it emerges from the tree line, sword and shield leveled, and he will fire another. He can't dash. If he dashes to it, he can't do anything. So he's just going to, I think, Ire of Argynvost is 60 feet. So he will dash. He will go 60 feet and close halfway towards it, and he will just sword and shield ready for it.
Okay.
In fact, tell a lie. As he does get there, he will. You'll see a pair of silver like wings come out from his back for a moment, spectral, and then wrap out around him as he casts Wings of Faith on himself. So he currently has an AC of 23.
Okay.
That's me.
You will see this thing get up. Well, not get up, but like right itself, rear back and turn, and begin galloping back towards you. But it's not gonna make the full distance.
As soon as it breaks the tree line, though, that's gonna proc Irina's held action.
Yeah. It has not yet though.
Okay.
It will its next turn. But Irina,
Gotcha.
what are you doing?
So I still can't see it, yeah?
Well, it's lit up, so you can.
Oh, sick. Yeah, then Irina's going to do the thing. Bonus action, Hunter's Mark. Let's go and click on the buttons because I know how to do the thing.
Also, remember you have advantage first hit and a bless.
Oh, that's right. So let's
You're all
do
blessed.
advantage. That's a crit.
Nice.
Double crit, nice.
So we're gonna roll. Let's see. Where is it? A critical. But I want to add. Sorry, I'm going through all my stuff. I'm so sorry.
No worries.
It's
There's a lot
been
of dice that
minute.
need to be doubled.
Yeah, so it's 1d6 for my Hunter's Mark, and because it was hit with before and was beneath damage, Colossus Slayer also applies 36 magical damage as she lets the first arrow fly. It makes that, it's right over Tobias's ear, so he hears the fletching of the arrow as it just arcs through and slams into the thing. And I don't know if there's a cry out, but Irina kind of smirks to herself, pulls back another arrow and goes again. And this is just normal, right? Because Guiding Bolt's been used up.
Yes. But you still have bless.
27 to hit.
That'll hit.
Great. And it's a normal. for 11 additional magical piercing damage.
All right. You will see he has like what appears to be some sort of like pumpkin-headed lantern hanging from his saddle by a big heavy chain, and you will see the flames in that actually flicker for a second.
She'll then like kind of tap Tobias's shoulder. Tobias, wait! To make sure Tobias doesn't keep running, because our group is still kind of like staying put. And that's my turn.
Okay. Though, if you guys do need to keep running, I can move you to a different map.
Need and going to seem to be different things here.
Okay, so it is now top of the round, Toby.
I guess I'll stop. I don't have anything that I can do.
Meet it with me, Tobias. We can force it to dismount.
I guess I'll kind of run back some to the group, because it's kind of silly to be so divided. And I'll set Arena down.
She'll, like, as you set her down, she'll look at you and go help Sir Dantos, Toby.
All right. Because again, he's fearful,
totally.
But he'll try
I think it's starting to click for Irina, right? Like, she only knows Toby, who would absolutely have gone toe to toe. I think she's starting to see that Tobias, like, is different. And we'll, like, kind of share that moment of, like, oh, before you move over.
Yeah, he'll kind of be up with Dantos, battle axe in both hands, kind of like shaking a little bit. And just kind of... He had to pretty much dash to get back, so that's going to be my turn.
Okay. No bonus action?
The only bonus action I have is Rage, and I have not met my requirements to do that.
Alright. Henrikton.
Alright, now it closed range on us, yeah?
Yeah, it's about 30 feet from Dantos right now.
Okay, so let me just do some more math here.
0 feet from Dantos.
Well, when it is, I have a thing for that as well. I'll move up here and join the firing squad line, because this is going to be awesome. Stowed the heavy crossbow. I noted that already. So he'll instead produce a small bell and chime at it as I'm going to hit it with Toll the Dead. So if that Dullahan could go ahead and make me a wisdom save, please. And did it? You don't need to. 12 will not beat
Not
the.
able to see that? Why am I not making public rolls? I don't know.
That will not do it. I just want to double check when you're leveling up the cantrips. Is that reliant on? Oh, it is reliant on overall level. Okay, cool. So this is gonna suck for you, maybe. This is gonna be 3d8 necrotic. 21 necrotic damage.
It will not take any of that damage.
Frankincense and myrrh. Okay.
You will hear this bell like kind of sound, and just a deep laugh kind of rumble up from this creature.
I want there to be like a stop blowing holes in my ship meme, but stop hitting undead with necrotic.
Sometimes it affects. It's not always.
The mists are getting to Van Richten's head. He needs to read his own books.
Does that mean he knows all about these creatures then?
Van Richten would absolutely know what this creature is.
It's a Dullahan. I told you, it's gold flakes.
Why don't you know all of its
and-
weaknesses and jazz and let us know?
Because I was pressed for time. Thank
I'm
you.
dyslexic.
I write all the time, but I don't know what I'm writing.
The Dullahan and the Dubrahan are entirely too close together on my notes.
It's like my med
I
book.
just
It says,
copied all
hey,
of
don't
my
get these two
information
meds
from
confused. They
Wikipedia,
sound
okay?
alike and they do two totally different things.
It's Van Richten is just an isekai like Wikipedia. I can use Wikipedia
Van
in a
Richten
fantasy
is
world.
Gilderoy Lockhart confirmed.
Oh my goodness! Please don't kill me like that. All right. Question. Crossbow expert. If I had a hand crossbow that I could pull out right now, would that? I could cantrip and.
If the cantrip's a bonus action, right?
If the cantrip's a. With
So
a
the
crossbow expert
expert's
attack,
when you
I
attack
can
with a weapon.
I can ping with a bonus. Oh, when I attack with a weapon. See, that's the
When
thing.
you
And
attack with a
attacks is
weapon.
attack with a weapon. Thank you. Okay. I will be settled then,
Okay. Colin.
and I have something for next time.
Alrighty, wonderful. Thinking that we're having a pretty good moment here, but also realizing Van Richten just used some kind of necrotic and it didn't work. And that's my only other damaging spell. I'm gonna run out here.
It's called
Oh.
testing.
And then I'm going to cast Blade Ward again on Sir Dantos and Toby. And then for the first time, because I haven't used it this way, I'm going to bonus action and use the lesser form of my feather and use Warding Wind. And it will create a cyclone centered on me around my body. But since it deafens me, right before it fully envelops me, I'll yell out to the horsey, come and get some or something, and try to taunt it. And I wasn't able to move in front of Sir Dantos enough, but this is where I am. Now I am covered in a 10-foot strong wind.
Okay. What happens when someone goes within that 10 feet? Do they get whipped up with you or just bounced back?
It's more just a protection for me.
Okay.
It extinguishes flames in the area if that's important. It pushes out vapor, gas, and fog. The area is difficult terrain for creatures other than me, and the attack rolls of ranged weapon attacks have disadvantage if the attacks pass in or out of the wind.
Okay. Alright. So let's see. I'm gonna put this on you. 10 feet?
Yes.
Alright, so everyone, this is dangerous terrain,
Difficult terrain.
thank
Difficult.
you. D-word terrain.
It's also dangerous.
Okay. This horseman. No, it's Sir Dantos. Go
I was
ahead.
gonna say, this horseman ain't doing shit. I will keep striding to meet it. It's 30 feet away, so I will go and attack it twice. So I'm going to try and drive in first of a shield, and then I'll make 2 swings with the sword. So if it could be added to the map.
Yep, let's. Boop. As it's coming up.
Well, yeah, I will swing at it twice. Ooh.
That
I'm
will
assuming
not
an
hit.
11 does not hit.
No.
I see me. Oh, 12! What is happening?
Neither will attack.
Then I will pop my action surge and go for 2 more. Because
Okay.
that's appalling.
Okay,
Does
well that will hit.
27
Yeah.
hit?
Yes.
Yeah. And then does an 18 hit?
Yes.
Nice. So yeah, just strikes out twice at it. And then does it look like it's meeting me, or is it going on its own as a horse? Is it looking to gallop past me?
He is looking like he's gonna get out and meet you.
Cool. Okay. Just to make sure, I will once again. Oh no, I won't. I will not do that thing. Yes, I will. I'll sacrifice AC to make sure he focuses on me, not my allies. I will attempt to compel him again. It should have prompted you for a save.
It did.
Oh, okay. That's me.
Okay.
So obviously, Dantos is making sure his position is between the Dullahan and his allies.
So you will see him reach for something hanging from the saddle, and he will loose it up and flick it out, and it is a large whip made of spines. And he will use his spine whip to attack you, Sir Dantos.
Okay. Then my AC currently is 23, regardless of what it might say on hit.
Okay.
You know what? Say what you will, at least he recycles.
We use every part of the traveling merchant.
Mm-hmm.
God damn.
23 to hit.
Nice. Sedantos will shield. My AC is now 28.
That is fine. You will flick back this spine whip, and he will reach out and flick it again.
Wow, baby.
Go watch it inflict the wrist.
This is 28 now. Yeah, cool. So in addition to the wings that came around before, his shield seems to have just grown this glowing edge, and he's just bashing the whip flicks away.
Oh, and that is his turn.
Sedantos also gains temporary HP each
I'm
turn,
just
but
gonna
the
make
DM
some
gets
notes
increasingly
for the
frustrated.
The next fight of all the things I need to do.
Irina shoots 2 arrows, a 23 and then a crit.
Okay.
Great. So then I want the damage. I want to do damage. Oh gosh. Stop. Damage. You must roll the attack before. Oh, here. Oh my gosh. I don't know why it's doing this. But let me just. We want damage. So the first one is just the regular. So normal. So 13 magical piercing damage. Oh, I see what I've done. And then the next one, we want damage. Oh gosh, I gotta roll the attack. I'm so sorry. I did this so dumb. Damage, but
Make
it's
sure you
going
have
to
your
be
crit dice.
this will be the crit right there. 25 magical piercing damage on the second arrow. This time she seeing the pumpkin and the flickering flame as it came out. That's sort of where she's targeting, right? She's trying to knock out that flame.
So as you target that pumpkin, you will fire that second arrow, and it will go directly into the pumpkin, causing an almost explosion, as if it ignited the flame within somehow, more so. And as this happens, the creature will look down and pause, and then just begin bellowing out a deep laugh before fading to mist. His lack of a head does not stop you from feeling like his eyes are locked on you, Irina. And you guys are out of combat as he fades into mist.
Yes, well. Crab jobber.
Sword and shield still just sort of turning on the spot are you ready? He may reappear.
Do they do that?
Yeah, did they do that?
I don't know, Rickton, shouldn't you know?
Van Richten!
I don't know.
You would
That's why
be
I'm asking.
familiar of tales of a Dullahan that roams the various mist plains. appearing here and there.
Never thought he would show up in Barovia. Seems he's entered into some mist themselves. Shame.
Before we continue on, I'm going to say let's take a break.
Oh yeah, we do that.
Please.
Meh.
Listen, I don't have a stadium pack. I need to use the potty.
All right. We will take a quick break and then be right back. Everyone take 5. And we're back. The headless horseman with a deep bellowing laugh fades away into mist and is gone. What all are you doing?
He bellow and laugh after getting his ass handed to him. The delusions of grandeur.
Irina would move over. Am I able to retrieve like the 2 arrows from, or one of the arrows from where it was by Sir Dantos?
One of them, yeah. The other one is gone.
Yep, that's fair. I will do that thing. And then turn to the group. I believe we should carry on. Yes?
Oh, yeah, how much longer do we have? Because I'm getting very tired.
It was late afternoon, so we should travel a bit longer, but I believe we can rest soon, yes.
Okay.
Yes, I will. Let's see. There we go. You continue down the road, from beyond the fields, the windmill still turning very slightly in the wind behind you. And you travel for a bit. The heartlands sort of fade. Sights of fields break the trees less often now. And you are seeing more and more, like, older trees come forward and grow with thick undergrowth and deep roots. The forest is definitely growing older and more wild as you continue on. And a lot more lush for Barovia than you're familiar with. While everything is still very ridden with a sense of decay, there is more sense of life in this area as you continue on. And after about half a mile, the road becomes a muddy trail that meanders through these woods, descending gradually until the trees part a bit, revealing a mist-shrouded meadow. The trail splits, and one branch heads west into the valley, and the other leads south into a dark wood. A wooden signpost at the intersection points west and reads, Vineyard.
We wish to head west, yes?
Yes, of course.
Indeed.
That's where our allies lie, hopefully.
A light drizzle begins to fall, and unpainted fences blindly follow the trail, which skirts north of a sprawling vineyard before bending south towards a stately building ahead. let's see here. If I can show you. The vineyards that you are seeing. The fog takes on a ghostly form as it swirls between the neatly tended rows of grapevines. Here and there you see a rope-handled half barrels that are used for hauling grapes. And north of the trail is a large stand of trees. As you look up to these trees, a figure in a dark cloak and cowl stands on the edge of the trees watching you, and upon seeing you look up to them, will make a beckoning gesture towards you.
Sorry, you said to the north, so away from the vineyard?
Yes, before, basically before heading down to the vineyard. You're still on the edge
Right.
of the winery's properties. But there's a large stand of trees to the north.
I want to, as I'm looking over this figure, we've seen a lot of ominous figures. I recognize this is ominous, but Irina's kind of following her gut with the trust vibes. As I look at this figure, do I get the sense that they're concealing weapons, or you know how you just look at some situations and you go, nope? Am I getting that from this figure?
Roll an insight check.
Thank you. Come on, don't fail me now. Let's do it. Where is it? I'm in the wrong place. Fudge. That's an 11.
I will tell you that, from what you can see, there's not a lot of, nope. There is definitely an air of mystery, surrounding this figure, but nothing that immediately gives you the heebie-jeebies.
Okay, yeah, Irina's going to turn to Toby, who I feel or Tobias, who she's been staying close to through the last little bit. Tobias, will you accompany me to speak to this person?
Sure.
You seem hesitant.
I just got a weird feeling with this place.
Yes, I imagine that you would. Irina's going to kind of nod to the rest of the party and gesture over to the figure, and Irina's going to start walking towards them.
Okay.
Yeah, so that will definitely go with.
And just so I can show you, this is what you see down in the valley.
So definitely no active grapes, right?
There are some, but they're looking a little sad, as if recently unwatered.
It's raining.
Yeah.
They're the grapes and the bunches that never got to be a grape.
It looks like the vineyards are very well tended. However, the crop does not seem to be particularly bountiful right now.
Yeah, so I'm staying in place at the moment until Van Richten moves, and I'll just turn to him. You know, we don't really get wine much where I'm from, but I never really thought about it until we were here. Nothing great really grows in this place. So how is a winery remaining active? Or is it not active?
We're here to find allies, not anything of a decent vintage. So I'm less concerned about the quality of grapes they grow here and more the quality of character that resides nearby. Which
I'm very surprised you think I actually care about the wine and not the fact that this
you
might
brought
be...
up a point about the lack of growth in the land. I am here to tell you that the aristocracy and those with money are continually reborn in a cycle, so they tend to continue to have money.
Well, money doesn't really get past good soil and whatever the hell is cursed this place, does it?
Nobility and reputation do. You don't always need money to operate.
Well, are we staying back, or are we going to talk to this shadowy figure with them?
We should at the very least go, if not to provide background commentary.
Well, follow your lead.
It's no. Goblins then. And we'll follow after.
Alright, everyone is following?
Yeah, why not? Scary guy in the woods. Sounds cool.
Okay. You follow the path up to the stand of trees. And when you get there, there are 5 figures standing around what appears to be a camp of sorts. The dark figure that you saw beckoning to you as you approach, who is first?
I believe Irina would be with Toby nearby, followed by Sir Dantos.
Agreed.
Right. Van Richten, you were the one leading the way, so I'm gonna put you up front. Yeah?
He was leading the way between me and him.
Okay.
Tarek, you are also muted, so I couldn't hear what you said.
I'm agreeing with you.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I am specifically staying in the back, like a foot or two behind Van Richten, who is already in the back.
Okay. Oh, I thought Van Richten was up front.
No.
Okay.
So
No,
Irina,
he's-
Toby, Dantos, and then Richten and Colin in the back.
All right.
Nice.
Upon seeing you clear through the trees, Irina, this figure will drop his hood, and you will see a youngish, middle-aged man with dark hair, with a white streak tied loosely behind his head, and a well-made jacket. And he will look up at you with a not unfriendly face, though he does look troubled. However, once Toby clears the trees, he will immediately go for his crossbow.
Yeah, Irina puts a hand out. Stay your hand. Tobias is a friend and protector. And unless you mean me harm, no harm will come to you. I am Irina Kolyana of the village of Barovia. My word is my bond. Please.
A woman will step up next to him, and just kind of put an arm on his shoulder. You said your name was Irina?
Yes, my name is Irina. And you are?
Stefania Martikov. You travel together? She'll say, looking at Toby, with her arm still, like, he has not put away his crossbow, he is still holding it, but she has an arm, or a hand on his arm.
Yeah, Irina realizing we also have Sir Dantos kind of marching up behind, she will look at Stefania. I travel with many who look in ways that you have been taught to fear, but I promise that my party is noble and honest. Please,
Does Sir Dantos step through the trees?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, absolutely.
The moment
Especially on
you
here
do,
and
you are going to hear like kind of a cry of alarm from what seems to be a younger child behind these by the fire. Let's see. And the younger child will immediately be shushed by an older female child. And everyone seems very on ease.
We were sent here. We were sent here from the Blue Water Inn. We were told that there would be some here who could assist us.
Erwin sent you.
Yes, that is correct.
And she will, as everyone continues forward into the clearing, is that right? Her eyes will widen for a second in recognition as Van Richten walks into the clearing. And she will get a very strange smile on her face. How interesting that he sent you here. Welcome. I am sorry if you are looking for wine. Production is currently at the halt.
Freaking told you, Van Richten. Why do you always question me?
As you're often wrong.
No, we are not here for wine. Perhaps on a brighter day, though. We are seeking a refuge for a moment, but also information. Irina will look at Sir Dantos in kind of like a sorry, bud kind of way, before turning to like the rest of the party.
Yeah, this first guy has definitely not eased up at all and seems increasingly alarmed.
Yeah, and Irina's just gonna lay her cards on the table. I am looking for a way to kill Strahd. These are my companions in this quest.
Stefania will let out kind of like a bark of a laugh at that. She's like, "Oh, are you?"
Yes.
Okay. I applaud this endeavor. How bold of you to walk here into my camp and just say, I am here to kill Strahd. I must say it has been a month and that was a very bright moment for me.
I realize that it is brazen and a bit brash, but if you had gone through what we had gone through and seen what we had seen, you would understand the need for brevity in understanding where our allies are. There is no point in wasting time.
Interesting. It is so interesting, this group you are traveling with, who have all remained silent for the most part. She will say very clearly, looking you over, Van Richten. And at this point, you guys will hear like what sounds like a baby crying, and Stefania will look back and be like, "Claudia, could you?" And you will see a young girl nod her head and go into the tent and come back out a moment later, holding a very young child, probably around 1 or 2 years old.
I will not speak for my party members. They are free to introduce themselves as they wish. And Irina will kind of turn over for you guys.
Seems some might already be familiar with me. It's a welcome change of pace. But
is there anyone who is not familiar with you, Van Richten? You love to put your face on your books. I have noticed.
It's a 50-50 if it's this group. But I shall formally introduce myself, Dr. Rudolf von Richter. Pleasure to make your acquaintance. The Martikov family is what I hope to consider good friends.
Is that right? Do you come across many Magdakovs in your adventures?
Well, enough, I would think.
What did Erwin say for you to do when you arrived here? Did he tell you we would help you kill Strahd?
They merely implied that there would be safety or assistance in what we needed. I'm not asking you to raise an army, of course, but if there is someplace...
Is something in limited supply these days. I don't know if you noticed, but I do not actually live here around this fire.
Yes, well, that would be something to inquire within. I'd hoped we would be able to greet you at the doorstep, not in a camp outside the winery itself.
I welcome you to sit at my fire, and I can give you any information that Erwin thought you needed, as long as those traveling with you are going to accept the hospitality and not cause issues. You see, I have my children here, and she will give a very pointed look to Sir Dantos and Toby.
Oh, you don't have to worry about those two. It's more so me you'd have to worry about.
Yes, I find he is the first terror of them all.
The man, clearly lacking a sense of humor, will seem to take you somewhat literally and start focusing attention on you.
Apologies. Colin, would you introduce yourself with some level of decorum, perhaps?
Oh, I don't know if I have any of that left. Hi, my name's Colin. I am trying to not talk as much because I usually get myself in trouble, as you can see from just mere moments ago. I'm just a man, really. No one important like the rest of these folk here.
Let's come sit. Though I would not relax too much. These woods are trouble. As of
Irina is going to kind of nudge Tobias. Tobias, they are concerned of your appearance. It would be best if you spoke to them.
I'm not sure what they keep saying. And like he kind of has like his hands slightly like raised, showing that he doesn't have anything because he has had a crossbow about to be pointed at his face.
Would you try introducing yourself? Letting them hear you speak, so you are less of a mystery to them.
I don't think that is that really gonna help with the fact they're about to shoot me on sight.
It certainly won't hurt, because if they're going to kill you, they will do it. You might as well try.
All right, and he'll just kind of very slowly walk up.
Stefania is sat down on like a kind of log that they've made into a bench around the fire and is sipping something out of like an earthen mug and just is watching your conversation. And as you begin walking forward, she will actually stand and go sit over on like a wood pile. Please sit. At which point this guy is gonna kind of go and stand over by the kids.
Oh, yep. Yeah, he'll kind of just like the edge, kind of just plop down. My name is Tobias. I typically tinker with stuff, if you cared to know. Please don't shoot my face.
No shooting, Tobias. What do you tinker with?
Most people call them clockworks or mechanisms, music boxes.
Little machines.
Yeah.
You make these.
I made my own daughter a small music box when she turned 5.
You have children.
Just one, a daughter.
How did you come to arrive here, in this land?
Well, and he'll just kind of like scratch the back of his head and like the side of his face. I don't know. I apparently am having a lot of amnesia. The last I remember, or the first I remember from being here is an abbey up in, I think it was called Kresk.
You went to the abbey.
Yes.
He'll like, I think so. It's still a little foggy, sort of. It's, I think, and he'll like gesture to like Irina and Colin. They probably know more than I do about it.
Come here directly from Kresk. On the road we met Sir Dantos, who has graciously offered his protection as we traveled, gesturing to Sir Dantos.
Yes, I've learned only too well how dangerous it can be to approach this winery.
Dangerous. This winery.
Like many places in this land, one can find themselves attacked on sight, even bearing the colours of Argynvostholt. It doesn't seem prudent to allow them to proceed unescorted to your domicile.
She will size this and you up for a second. Yes, well, as I'm sure you know, not all those that carry the banners of Argynvostholt are to be trusted these days. There are some of you
Why, I
order
said
that
a
are fallen.
knight of Argynvostholt.
How do we know of which you are? You cannot blame us for defending
Don't all
our
look
home.
the same.
If I might, and I'll step in. Sir Dantos has had many opportunities at which to strike us down and reveal his true colors. He has spoken fervently against the aggressiveness of those who used to share his banner, and I will put my own professional stamp of approval on his good heart, wherever
Before
it might be.
Ah,
Yes,
Van
good.
Richten speaks for the goodness of other men. I
Yeah,
love this.
But before we get
Yes.
sorry to interrupt, but before we get too far down this road, you're not staying in the winery, but you are questioning that the winery is dangerous. So what? why are you staying out in a tent?
You were sent here by Erwin, which is unfortunate, because I was actually sending something off to Erwin. However, we did not make it very far, and had concerns about making it any further. And she will just kind of gesture as if, like, her children were the package that she was trying to deliver.
I'm sorry
The-
to be blunt, but that doesn't answer my question.
There are things in this wood that have been... Someone or something has been agitating them lately. And they are attacking with more frequency. Things have become more and more dangerous lately, and I sought to get the children to safety. However, we were attacked at the edge of the winery, and there were more, and she will gesture to what appears very much like piles of, like, gathered firewood. Like, you would have guessed the kids had gone and gathered a bunch of twigs and stuff. and we were attacked more just here. And we were considering our options when
So
you showed up.
this seems like a classic situation of we need to help you before you can help us. Does that sound correct?
What help do you need from us?
I mean, I don't know that. I don't pay enough attention to that stuff. I'm just here, but sounds like you need help.
GM, I'm having a hard time. Sarah, the player, is having a hard time remembering. But I believe we talked with Erwin at the Blue Water Inn, and they specifically, I can't find it in my notes. But did we not speak to them about? There's like a group in Barovia that could assist, and that's kind of why he sent us in this direction. Like he had family that would because
I'm definitely hinted he was the most helpful, one of the most helpful NPCs that you've come across.
Yeah,
and
because I'm pretty sure
hinted that there were additional allies to possibly be found here at the winery.
Yeah, I feel like Irina straight up looked at him and was did the whole bit of this is my purpose, and he said you should go to the Wizard of Wines.
Yeah.
But okay.
But it would seem that maybe withholding all of the information possible is a family trait.
Yeah, got it. Irina's going to look across look at the children and then look to Stefania. I understand that in Barovia it can be beneficial to keep information close. Keeps people from being able to use it against you. It seems that your family is in need of assistance reaching a place of safety. We hoped to find safety here, but we are getting used to not finding it. I have told you my purpose. It is plain. If we are able to help you protect your family, could you help us? Information about the land, about what's happening. The ravens. A raven led us here of sort. Are there ravens in the trees?
There are quite a few.
Yep.
Yeah, there's a few on the campfire.
And Irina will gesture around. They are a good omen. And it would be foolish not to follow them and understand. I do not wish to
Raven led you here. And she will just kind of exchange a glance with the man. Just kind of okay.
Of sorts. We stopped at a windmill, not too far from here. There were ravens there with different eyes, and I asked for help. And it flew in the direction we were already headed, but it is simple enough.
If Sarah the player.
Yeah.
I am just going to show you this one more time, and she's going to say, different eyes? What do you mean?
Human. Intelligent. Eyes with purpose and intent.
Ravens are very intelligent creatures.
Yes, but humans are more clever, particularly with their disguises. We had a companion who could take on different forms. His eyes were similar, or I imagine they would have been.
All right. I do not know how much safety you will get in my home. But perhaps, and she will look at the man, perhaps we had best recognize that our trip to Vallaki at this time is maybe not the wisest choice, or would be the most successful.
They have a lovely seasonal festival of lighting the city on fire right now.
Well, I have heard of their festivals.
No, Richten implies something different. You see, Vallaki has recently come under new management. Lady Wachter has overthrown the Baron there once we left. She's conceivably taken control of the city.
I see. Well, that was only a matter of time.
What do you think of this change?
Who is to say? I just know I will not be buying any summer homes in Vallaki anytime soon.
Sir Dantos, while this is happening, will be quietly circling around the fire.
Oh man, dude is gonna be watching you.
Yeah, that's fine. Towards the children. Seeing the young girl who's come out and is holding a baby, discreetly, if the DM will permit it, I would like to blow. I know it's a combat spell. I would like to blow my last use of Wings of Faith to have like the wings shield over them both, stopping the rain.
Okay.
The
moment you look like you're about to do something, dude's gonna get real dicey.
Yeah.
And then
the visuals.
You do that, and he will just kind of, and the children will look up, kind of, mildly in awe.
I will give him. I don't know how it would work with eye sockets. Just an up and down and a bit of a James Franco.
He will very much return that energy. That's very much his energy right now. So, and
then I just turn back to the discussion. I've got no interest in giving me a shit eye.
Okay. Stefania
So
will.
Do you still wish to continue to Vallaki with this information?
No, it was something I was debating anyways, but now clearly this is not something that I should be doing right now.
Then where do you wish to go?
I guess we shall head back to home. I assume you will want to come?
If we might escort you, I think it will be safer for us all.
What terrors are you running from? You said there are things in the woods. Of what nature?
Creatures, mostly of twig and bone, raised up by forest-dwelling folk that I believe think themselves some sort of druids.
Druids?
No, they think themselves druids. There is a difference.
Sounds like blights.
Where do their allegiances lie?
These days? I do not know.
I suppose they're causing trouble, so we'll be on the lookout for them. Let's shoot the summoner first.
Could you explain more of your situation? They attacked the the vineyard directly? Their number?
They have been attacking the vineyard, the winery, the surrounding forest. Increasingly as of late. And she seems very unwilling to give any more information. Like, she's very much like giving you the bare minimum. You can tell.
Yeah. Irina, like, so where I'm coming, 100% totally get it. A group of like weirdos just entered her camp claiming to know some guy that she knows. Her children are there and we're like, hey, you should help us or whatever. Like, it's a whole lot going on. And Irina recognizes that. And will say, we would be happy to assist you. And perhaps if we can, drive back these creatures so you might remain in your home safely for some time. I think it would be beneficial for both of us to have some trust again in our surroundings.
It would be nice to have trust. That is definitely something rare in these lands.
Yes.
And she will look back at the man and just say, all right. I guess it is decided. Of course, you won't mind if we take a minute to collect our things. She'll say, just kind of gesturing around to the campsite.
Mid, like, pulling out a bedroll. Wait, we're not sleeping first?
9. It's force dangerous, call it.
I am tired.
Many hands make light work. How can we assist?
Make some coffee, maybe?
She will just kind of gesture to the tents. If you know how to take down the tent, we would appreciate the help.
Irina will immediately stand and start busying herself helping.
Okay.
As a joke, Colin will just pull out a feather and look at Irina.
She'll shake her head and like in that like kind of way.
Oh, I'm gonna complain the whole time though.
The children, you'll see, will get busy immediately, like helping gather up supplies and take down tents, putting things together, helping with the baby, that sort of stuff. And you guys are able to gather up. Is there anything that you guys are doing while this is happening?
What was the figure that came to the road? It was the man, wasn't it?
Yeah.
As we're breaking like the camp, Irina would kind of keep an eye on him because it is weird for them to be like, we don't trust anybody, we don't want anybody. But this guy went to the edge of the trees and was like, come here, yo. Like, it seems weird that there's like that separate vibe, you know what I mean? So I think Irina would just be kind of watching to try and learn more about them.
Okay. They seem very much a business-like family. There is warmth in a few moments shared between them, but you can tell that the mother seems very much in charge here. And is very, while not stern, is very businesslike in her manner. And there's clearly expectations of like, things have been asked, everyone will do it. And there's no squabbling among the children or anything like that. The man seems to lack his, the mother's, sense of humor, but does not seem unfriendly. He just isn't really a jovial type of person.
Gotcha.
Is there another
Irene,
vibe specifically you're looking for?
no, that does for now. Like, I feel
Okay.
like we're not gonna like trying to like get all the information about these people that we just like walked into their camp right at this hot second isn't gonna really bear out. Like Irina's intention is to build trust with them first before asking more questions.
If
Yeah.
any of the kids come near Van Richten while he's working, he'll pass out some of those Blinksky toys he grabbed.
Okay, cool.
Just like offhandedly without comment, like it's conspiratorial. Shh, it's not good. It's not Blinsky, huh?
The oldest girl, which you heard called Claudia earlier, will very much like take it, but with an air of, this guy knows I'm not a child, right? But she will very
Everybody's a
politely take it anyways.
I mean, if Claudia is like, if she's old enough, I won't. Yeah, no, granddaughter, always be a kid kind of thing. Yeah,
Okay.
she gets a toy. They all get toys. Everybody's getting a toy.
You get a
Toby
toy.
gets.
You get a toy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Once the camp is packed up, you will higher passive perceptions will notice that Stefania definitely looks up into the trees for a second, and then will just kind of nod to herself. I believe it is safe for us to go now.
Lead on.
To show up Van Richten to win some brownie points as he's passing out dolls, Colin will just look over the kids and he'll whisper using Whispering Ward to make letters just dance in the air.
What letters?
Just
No one
like
wants letters.
shut up, Van Richten. Just like hi, hello, and he'll try to make like an animal, but it doesn't really work like that. So it'll be this weird deformed elephant.
The kind of like middle daughter, will definitely smile at this, but not appear too like she wants to appear too overexcited, especially with like a look at her like older sister, and she's very much like trying to mimic the I'm responsible vibe. But the young boy will definitely be impressed.
Are the kids coming with us?
Yeah.
Okay, definitely. I'm going to use the effect from that then to protect the kids with Whispering Ward, so that they have a faint little glow as they have resistance to damages.
Okay. Yeah, you guys can all travel. Oh, let me gather them all together. Through the vineyard. As you travel through the vineyard, it is raining slightly. There is a heavy mist, and you will see it is as if the winery was growing a bountiful harvest. However, there are quite a few vines where the grapes almost seem withered right on the vine. As if they were doing well, and then something happened, and suddenly went rotten on the vine still. It's as if suddenly thousands of grapes were turned into raisins and were silent. And then
Inspiration.
occasionally there are those kind of piles of like brambles and signs of scuffle, and signs of fighting, some damaged vineyards here and there. But you are able to head up to that winery
I grab some of the raisins to feed my horse for later.
Bold of you to assume we have a horse.
It's
I
a
collect
spectral horse.
raisins. I collect raisins for the werewolves. I'm playing the long con.
Oh my god. So, situated in the midst of the vineyard.
If only I had a token with vision on the sea.
I'm working on it. Situated in the midst of the vineyard, the winery is an old 2-story stone building with multiple entrances. Over there. Thick ivy covers every wall, and iron fencing goes along the roof line. The trail you're on kind of ends at an open loading dock on the ground floor. So, sorry, I placed you in the wrong area. There you go. A wooden stable of more recent construction is attached to the east side of the winery next to the loading dock. West of the winery is a crumbling well and a wooden outhouse. They will approach and head up through the steps of the loading dock and gesture for you to follow. You may come in.
Did everyone remember to stretch before? Sounds good.
Oh, before my character says anything else, my player just wants to make sure the DM is aware of the time.
Yep.
Are we getting stuck? Yeah, cool. Yeah, we'll follow him.
After bed.
Irina's gonna hang back and look at Toby. Are you alright?
Yep. I'm just kind of keeping distance, making sure they're not gonna shoot me.
I think we should be safe for now. But I meant, are you alright? It must be... You know what? Never mind. And Irina's like you can see that she's concerned, doesn't know how to express it. And we'll head inside.
Yeah, Dantas is going to let Toby go in before him, but as he does, he's also going to say to Toby, I would have words with you later on. I feel I may have made a false impression of you that I wish to address.
Okay.
The fault is mine, and I wish to right it. You have done me no offense.
He'll just kind of nod his head, just very confused as he walks in.
As Stefania opens the doors and walks further into the winery, you will see large vats of wine and barrel storage. This is clearly like an currently operating winery. There are, in the loading dock, there's a wagon with barrels set in braces, ready to be shipped out. There's like a hole in the ceiling. You can see where like a wooden arm of a loading crane with ropes and hooks dangling from it. Like as you walk through this winery, there's clearly like a barrel making workshop. And you will see as you walk through, there are other members of this family clearly here, and will all sort of pause and look at you as you walk in. And in the main kind of veranda, there is beautiful on this stucco siding, beautiful murals set to where there are these huge tubs of wine with ladders bolted to the sides of them. And at the back of the veranda is a large set of sliding wooden doors, as well as like a normal sized wooden door, and stone pillars and arches support the floor above. And I will show you as you're walking through. Stefania will come in and immediately have a conversation with someone there who will look you all over. He seems troubled. He fiddles with his glasses quite a bit and will greet all of you and introduce himself as Adrian, Stefania's brother. And there is also a woman there who introduces herself as Alana. She seems very quiet and to have like kind of an angry air about her, but she will introduce herself fine and then continue her work, which seems to be like readying a bow of hers. And then a young man will come in and introduce himself as Fyodor. And he seems much more friendly and open to you all. Though he is given to fits of melancholy, from what you can tell.
God, how's this family so good looking? What the hell?
And then another brother of Stefania's will show up.
Thank God, even the siblings!
And then finally, Stefania will lead you back to meet her father, who is a very stern, gruff, older gentleman, who will very much size all of you up quite a bit. And the whole interaction with how everything went at the campsite, so we don't have to go through it a million times, is very much like alarm at the ones, that
Busy.
they would be
Just
alarmed
go.
at.
Yeah, even
Yeah.
Davian of Rivia.
Yeah. But, like, there's very much
Salad.
alarm and then explanations or calming by Stefania, and then, some mild shock at seeing Van Richten in their home, and some nodding upon explanation. And then in this veranda next to these large wine tubs, where everyone is, you will see these beautiful murals that I was talking about, as well as a few family portraits hanging on the walls. And they all are like labeled. It's clearly like a display of the family history here in the home, like the heart of the winery. There is a portrait labeled Angelica Martikov, deceased wife of Davian. And then there's also a picture of what appears to be like the original matriarch of this particular branch of the Martikov family, Diavola, and her husband, Nicholas. And on one wall stretching is a beautiful area that does not seem to be Barovia, but maybe of a land from which the Martikov line originally hails from, with beautiful farmland and castles and trees. It looks very warm and sunny there. And then there's also a family mural showing various branches of the Martikovs here in Barovia. And
So many handouts.
yeah, I know. They will all be available to you now, though, so if you want to look through them. But Stefania will lead you in after introducing you to everyone. And then there will be a table and chairs pulled out for you to sit at. And she will pull out a bottle and pour you all glasses and sit down and say, so, just exactly what are you expecting us to do? And I will say that we end there. Yeah?
This makes a lot of sense. This whole family is Geralt and Yennefer's kids. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. They're all beautiful.
I was waiting for you to introduce one of them who was just like an absolute car crash. It's like, welcome!
It's just one of the folks from up at the Abbey.
I was just gonna say we already did that. It was a different place, different.
It's Metal Gear. It's Metal Gear Solid. We're all beautiful because we genetically engineered. One of them gets all the Orgo genes, and the others are just like.
It just saves up, sort of.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You've got all the sausage.
All right. So I will say we end on that, and let's bring you back to the landing page because your map has updated. Possibly. Maybe. We will see. And load. And load. Perhaps.
Someday.
One
Maybe.
day, maybe. There we go.
Woohoo.
Okay. So, you now have the winery visible on here. You guys made it. So
Woo, we
proud
did it.
of you.
Level 12. Level 12.
No. Well, that will conclude session 28 of Curse of Strahd Dark Echoes. Thank you all for joining us. Tune in for more every other Saturday morning at 7 a.m. Pacific. Our next episode will be Saturday, May 7th. I am Luke Locke, and I have been your Dungeon Master this morning, and I will let the players go around and see themselves out before I say goodbye. Sarah, starting with you.
Hi, hello. I'm Osarix Franco. If you like my face and the words I say sometimes, you can find me on Twitch, Twitter, TikTok, all the places at Osarix Franco. I've been playing Irina Kolyana today, and it's been a pleasure. I do a variety of TTRPG content here on TPK Roleplay, and the next time you can see me doing those kinds of things is in here just a few hours at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Luca and I will be returning for Murder and Coffee, a GM talk show where we talk all things game mastering. This month, our special guest is Aaron King, which I'm very excited for. Aaron's one of my favorite humans in the space. They are delightful. So come listen to us talk about the 3 pillars of TTRPGs. They're probably not what you think they are. And I'm really excited to get into that. You can also find me upcoming over at Nat 20 in the Plains Garden Company on Sunday. And then Wednesday for Against the Tides, because we've gone bi-weekly and it's the best. You can see me in things like Harper's Variants, Emerald Enclave, and various other things. Just check out my Twitter to know where I'm going to be. And that's me.
Hello, everyone. My name is Kohlrabi. I play Colin, the human antiquarian. And to one up Sarah, you can find me at Kohlrabi everywhere that she said, and also on Hover. So, there we go. Testing that out. I stream and do things with TPK. I will be back on Monday for Critical Heat, my Hot Ones inspired one-shot. That will have some unique things to it and will most certainly go off the rails, which I am prepared for. So it should be a great time. I'll also be back in Harper's Variants next month and every other Saturday for some more Dark Echoes and onward to Harrison.
Hello, I'm Harrison. You can find me in most places as Harrison_stream. Today I played Sir Dantos Baromir, who people are probably putting together as an undead eldritch knight with some renamed spells and abilities. You can catch me in quite a few places. It's becoming a busy month. I am in Fazul's Terminator Annihilation, I think it is, tomorrow, where I'll be playing a nice Jarhead in that. I also DM Fragments every Tuesday, which is an ongoing long form heavy RP Demiplanes of Dread campaign. I'm also next Saturday I am DMing a one shot, Shemshine's Bedtime Rhyme, which is a one shot I've ran before. It's a very, very fun, low level, very creepy in a fairy tale way, like low stakes, creepy one shot, which I'm running for some new or rarely seen TPK faces. And then I also will be in the next Harper's Variants. So yeah, it is a busy month for me. But all that being said, over to Tony.
Yo. So you can find me 2 weeks on the 3rd for the next Odyssey of the Dragon Lords, a Greek mythos campaign ran by Turk. We just had a murder mystery at a party, and we had to go beat up an old lady, basically. So that was fun. Otherwise, yeah, another 2 weeks for Dark Echoes. Come, I think it's May 23rd is the next Emerald Expeditions, where much like OG Harper's, series of one-shots, rotating casts. Just had a bunch of reveals. You can check it on YouTube probably in a few more days when it's uploaded. Shit's going on. Figure it out. Other than that, I got nothing else. So go to Turk.
What's up, everybody? I'm Turk, or Turk Extended, and I gotta get this hair out of my face. Hi. I was playing Dr. Rudolph von Richten, your Monster Hunter celebrity, apparently. I knew that. Anyway, if you want to see more of me and do you like Lancer, well, I have fantastic news. Every Sunday, I'm usually over on Lost Caravan RPG, hanging out with Sir Hooper and my very new friends there as we play Corruption from Within. And then Monday, I'll be over on Neon Lights, where I will be DMing Frozen Rain, which is a bit of a riff off of the mission path of Sleeping Above a Frozen Crown. So a lot of mech shooty fighty stuff. Should be a lot of fun. Beyond that, of course, there will be Oathsworn on May 3rd, and if you haven't got a chance to join us yet, the heroes will be heading off to complete their third labor, and it should be a great time to jump in. Just, travel segments are always really good with this group, just like this group. So feel free to jump in if you have time. And there's plenty of more stuff coming up in May, including Emerald Expeditions, Iron DM, which is, round 2 stuff. So definitely keep locked in social medias, and thank you for hanging out with us. Thank you to all the players here for being awesome people. You should all support them. Throw it back to Luca.
Right. Hi, I am Luke Locke, and I am all over TPK this weekend. So Starting in a couple hours after this, I'm gonna be on Murder and Coffee, which we are having Aaron King on as our guest, talking about the 3 pillars of RPGs. And then tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Pacific, I am on Terminator Past Annihilation with Fazul GMing, and I'm very, very excited to play in that world and setting. And then I am later that evening at 5 p.m. Pacific playing in a Coven one-shot, Basic Witches, which should be a lot of fun, and all the pumpkin spice. And then on Tuesday, I'm back here in the afternoon at 11:30 a.m. Pacific to continue in our weekly Demiplanes of Dread campaign fragments. And that's it for me for the next week-ish. So yeah, stay tuned to TPK if you want to see a whole lot of my face this weekend. And we will see you again shortly. I'll take us out.
Hi.
Bye.